Hi guys, Trevor Swenson with Through the Darkness. My personal journey with PTSD and trauma and stressor-related disorder. I wanted to talk to you today about something that has become a little bit more clear to me in my journey, and I can articulate it better now than I have been in the past, and I understand it better, which has made my path of healing not easier but more clear. And that is the role of medication in my particular journey with trauma. And I think I've told you that the trauma is an incredibly difficult path to walk out in the way that it affects your brain. The physiological changes that take place and the neuroplasticity that needs to take place in healing. It's unbelievably hard and complex and painful. And one of the things that I have come to understand in my own journey when it comes to medication in particular is that medication doesn't cure PTSD or trauma and stress related disorder or major depressive disorder or anxiety disorder. It doesn't cure those things. For me, what it does is that it affects what is happening to me physically in a positive way so that I am more able to do the heavy lifting of what it's going to take to heal from PTSD. So to give you an example, the anxiety that I experience on a daily basis is overwhelming. It affects every single area of my life. It then morphs into depression, and as I come out of depression, it morphs into anger about the entire situation, about where I'm at, and I need to deal with those particular emotions accordingly. And what medications help me do is the medications help give me a more firm foundation to do the heavy lifting, to go out and work my dog, to have the initiative to be able to go out and work physically in the woods because I know that it's good for me to be able to plow a field, to be able to plow snow, to be able to do the activities that I know will be healing to my brain. That is what medications do. And I didn't understand that for the longest time. I thought that it was like I was not reading or didn't want to read or didn't take into consideration what it meant when we are treating your PTSD, meaning that what we're doing is we're going to try things that will bring your anxiety level down to where your quality of life will go up and that your brain will start to heal itself and you'll be able to do more things. We are going to address your depression so you can get out of bed in the morning, so you do look forward to doing normal things in life again. But it's you, Trevor Swenson, that has to do the heavy lifting of doing those things, taking the dog out into public and working your dog, doing lunch dates with your daughter, working hard on the farm, things along those lines. And so understanding medication for me really has changed over the last few years, that it is not a cure. It for me, it addresses the peaks and the valleys of PTSD to get me in a position to where I can overwhelm myself with incredibly healthy and productive things, whether they be relationships, whether it be working on activities, whether it be developing new passions and hobbies, whatever it might be. That's the role of medication in my journey. And when I accepted that and when I realized that that's what medication is, it gave me a whole new, more accurate perspective that the heavy lifting, as my therapist would say, is still incredibly important in my healing. And the heavy lifting is overwhelming myself with the good things in life that are healing. People, God's beauty, my spiritual walk with God, developing passions and interests, giving back, finding purpose through the pain, things along those lines. And so I just wanted to talk about that and how my perspective on medication has changed, because it just gave me a whole better perspective, and maybe that'll help you out if you have anxiety or are wondering about medications or are going to be talking to a provider about medications. So this is Trevor Swenson with Through the Darkness. I wish you the absolute best. Remember, God loves you. He sent his only son for you specifically by name. He knew you before you ever were. Before you ever were, he knew you, and he loves you deeply. I can't wait to speak with you next time. Thanks.